In today's video, we're going to be building some garden beds out of framing lumber. So for the legs, I'm going to be using 4x4s, and for the sides and slats and all of that, I'm going to be using 2x4s that I have resawed. If you don't want to resaw, you can just use regular 2x4s and just use a little bit more of it. So here's a sketch of the project that we're building. The finished planter measures 48 inches long by about 24 inches wide. In terms of buying wood, you need 58 feet of 1x4, which you can get from 29 feet of 2x4s. If you resaw, you also need about 12 feet of 4x4s. We have 4 legs, 3 boards on each side, 2 cleats, and 10 slats for the bottom. Everything is connected with screws. The long sides wrap around the outside of the legs and the short sides on the inside. There will be a link to the cut list in the description below. 4 legs at 30 inches. Okay, a slight chamfer on the top might look nice. Pretty good, so that's 33.9 degrees. So I got all my pieces, I got them all painted and they are ready to assemble. So we're going to do 3 layers of boards. So 3 long sides on each side and 3 short sides. And then we have our legs and the slats in the middle and 2 cleats. I have found the one thing that can make things a little wonky is if you don't use a square and you don't measure the distance from the top is the same as the distance from the bottom. So if you do that, then you'll make sure that everything is nice and straight. And do just a little bit of gap. Okay, so I have all 4 sides connected. Now we need to deal with the bottom. So we're gonna put on some cleats. Oh, got heavy. These are kind of like 2x2s. So we'll be able to use shorter screws this way, going in from this direction. Of course, this is what's gonna hold all the weight. So I wanna make sure we get plenty of screws in there and that they're going in deep enough. Okay, nice and sturdy. First step here, now I'm gonna give it another coat of paint. So made 2 of these. We have a pretty good depth to work with here. This is 9 inches about. Interior space here now is 39.5 by almost 24 inches. I like how simple the design is. We're using just framing lumbers. Obviously we have 4x4s here. If you don't have access to 4x4s, you could butt 2x4s together for the legs. These pieces here were all resawed 2x4s. That is the main thing about resawing the wood, is that it is cheaper. You're using less wood. Or, I mean, obviously the other option is that you could buy 1x4s if you want to do that, which is going to cost a little bit more money. But, you know, not a whole lot if you compare to what something like this would cost to buy. I mean, it's a good deal to build this yourself, especially using framing lumber. And in this situation here, like this right there is our patio. So by creating these here, we kind of create a wall here. So that kind of frames in the patio area. We can put, you know, seating, chairs, table, that kind of thing right here. And then have some nice flowers and stuff growing here to kind of create a bit of a wall, right? A bit of a separator. Now, when you have beds like this, I mean, you could really do 2 things, right? You could use it as a bit of a stand and put already potted plants inside it, like on both ends. I mean, you could fit like a lot of potted plants if you want to be able to move things in or out. Or you can do what we're going to do, which is to fill it with dirt. We're going to put some filter fabric down here first, and then put in a lot of dirt and some compost, and then, you know, plant seeds or put in seedlings and grow directly into the boxes. You actually get quite a lot of growing space that way. Some people might be concerned about painting garden boxes if you're growing, you know, vegetables or something like that. And in that case, you may want to just use cedar or redwood or some natural sort of wood and not be concerned about that. But in this situation, we're going to be planting flowers. But this is the time to start thinking about these kinds of projects. Let me know if you have any questions, any thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you soon. Oh, and if you're wondering to yourself, do I really need 3 boards on each side of the box in terms of depth? This is what the box looks like if you just use 2. We tried this out at first and I just thought that it looked a bit awkward, and also there wasn't quite enough depth in the box to really grow things properly. But of course, it all depends on what your plans are. So this is an option as well.